All right, Cole, let's look at your 5.02 program. You did encode letters into ASCII and you decoded back to letters from ASCII, but you made it way hard. So no wonder you said programming is hard. The way you did it, it was really hard. There's a lot simpler way to do if you just go a little farther into the lesson. Let's take a look at it. Okay, here's your template. You've got type in a message, the robot decodes it, type numbers, get words. Here's your program, Cole program decode a secret message. Oh, you forgot the date. Maybe a name, date, and that. But I have this copied. Here's all of the, you did it letter by letter by letter. And it's good. You put spaces. Most people forget the spaces if they do it the hard way like this. And then you got all these ASCII characters that you're decoding. That looks like an AI answer there. That's interesting. I messed up during decoding, had to rewrite most of it. Probably make it more fun. Decode ASCII. All right, now I have this copied and pasted into a programming window. So let's take a look at it here. Here's your program. Let's run. Okay, there is all of your output. One by one, because you did them one by one. Print, 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 print. And here it is, all in capital letters, which is what you did to start with. That's fine. And there's all the ASCII characters typed in one by one by one on a long print statement. Okay, so from line 6 to line 26, you have about 20 lines of code. Now, how about if I ask you, instead of saying programming is hard, I want you to do this quote instead. There's a theory which states that if anyone ever discovers exactly what the universe is for and why it is here, it will instantly disappear and be replaced by something even more bizarre and inexplicable. There's another theory which states that this has already happened. Douglas Adams, The Restaurant at the End of the Universe. Could you do that in less than 100 lines of code? Well, the way you're doing it, I'm not sure you could, maybe, but I think there's more than 100 characters there if you're doing them one by one. But what if I told you you can do this in like less than 10 lines of code? If we go to page 5 of our lesson, and I see that's probably where you went and you found this right here that converted everything to ASCII and then converted it back to characters. But you didn't get past slide 1. If you went over slide 2, slide 3, slide 4, well, here is a longer quote, and it's all in one line. They use a list and a loop to convert it to ASCII. Look, there's all of that in ASCII in just a few lines. I'm going to copy just these 4 lines of code right here first, and I'm going to go back to your program, and I'm going to replace all your print statements. Let me go back to the end of the print statements there and paste those 4 lines of code. Okay, so now I've got your define main, and I just have these 4 lines of code, and I have it printed, so I need to go underneath that and print this list, code message. Code message. And I'm going to take out this quote that they have, and I'm going to paste in there the long quote I just showed you. There's a theory that everyone says. And I'm going to take out these extra enter spaces at the end. I'm going to make these single quotes because I don't want to mess up Python with this double quote. Let me take out these extra spaces. So now it's all on one line. So I've got it all on one line. Right. And should be good. Oh, that needs to be at the end of the line. Okay. So all in one line, I've got that whole long message now. And I've got the list. That's an empty list. And then, and I'm going to take out that space too. I'm going to make a loop for M in message, and this is message right here. So it's going to go through one by one. It's going to look at this character, and then the T, and then the H, and then the E, and the R. And it's going to append, which, if with list, that means add to my list, each character one by one in here, in this list. It's going to go through and convert it to ASCII and add it one by one. And then I'm just going to print what that list is. So let me clear this and run that. There is all of the ASCII characters for that long quote I put in there. And this is just 5 lines of code to do that and print it. Doesn't matter how long the message is. I can do it in a very short amount. And then you still have the programming is hard. I'm going to go back to the lesson, Because if I go back to the lesson and go back to slide 3, the one right before it, it has a list with ASCII characters. It creates a blank, empty message, and it has a loop again back through this list, converts them back to characters and adds them to this, and then prints it. Prints it right there. Look, the shapes combo is 9524. That's what all this ASCII says. So I'm going to copy these 4 lines of code. Copy. Go back to your program. Replace your print statement. I need to space that over. Okay, so now I have this blank message. The loop. Now, loop is not going to go through message this time. It's going to go through the ASCII list, right? So that's called code message now. So it's going to go through code message, character by character, 39, 84, 104, and it's going to convert it back into something we can read. I'll take it that space too. And then it's going to print whatever the message is. Clear output. Let's run the program. There it is. There is a theory that states if anyone ever discovers exactly, et cetera, all the way down to the end, including the credits of who said it, because that's. So it took everything in my message up here, converted it to ASCII and printed it, converted it back from ASCII and printed it, and I did it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 lines of code. And if I want to change the message, all I have to do is change this one thing right there. And I don't have to change anything else. The way you did it is a lot harder. When you did it, if I want to change the message, I have to change every line of code. And I got to change all those ASCII numbers. You looked at the lesson and found where they showed you how to do it, but you should have went on to where they showed you the easier way to do, or slides 3 and 4. So I'll give you credit for it. I mean, you got it right. The only thing you're missing is just the date. You did the rest. You got the ASCII, you got the pseudocode and everything else. So good job. But I'm just giving you tips on how to make programming easier for yourself, because it's not always that hard. You just made this one hard. So, all right, we'll see you in class.